Hello there, lovely people. My name is Anita and this is my sewing channel, Sewing Yogi. So welcome back if you are a subscriber, and if you are completely new here, then welcome and Happy New Year to everybody. This is my first vlog of the year. I did want to get one done a little bit sooner than this because we're halfway through January now, but life has just got a bit crazy. So many things have happened. Christmas was a little bit turbulent, which I won't go into. Beginning of the year hasn't gone to plan either. But you know, I'm completely fine. All is well. My husband had COVID last week. He had to stay home and isolate. So he was working from home. He was completely fine. He had a few sniffles and a bit of a cold-like symptom really, so nothing major, so that's good. We're thankful for that he was completely fine. And yes, so I haven't had time to do any vlogs. I have got some sewing done, which I'm going to talk about today, of the sewing that I did in December and all the things that I made, which feels like such a long time ago now. I'm not very good at multitasking, so I've been trying to get other things done. So I was painting the spare room just before Christmas, and I'm now painting the bedroom, our main bedroom. And I don't know if you remember, if you've seen my previous vlogs, I started it back last summer, painting my bedroom. However, the windows we discovered were rotten, and so I stopped painting because I thought there's no point me decorating, and then we're going to need to get those windows redone or replaced. So I just stopped. I just got to finish it off basically. So I'm just doing a little bit every day because I do find it a bit mind numbing. And yeah, so I'm just doing a bit every day, and eventually it will get done. I'm not stressing about it. It will get done when it gets done. So what have I been making throughout December? Well, I already said about doing some gifts, which I showed you a few of already. And I think next year, or not next year, the end of this year, I think I should probably get you to remind me not to make gifts for people. As lovely as it is and rewarding as it is super, super stressful. I loved making them, but boy, I was a bit frazzled by the end of it. So I made a few bags, which you will probably remember if you saw the previous vlog. I have got one right down here that I still yet need to give to someone because I haven't seen a lot of my friends due to the whole COVID situation. And so there's some people I still haven't got their gifts, and this one I have just done for a friend, and it was all out of the same fabric. I made them all out of the same fabric because I found this fabric in the market, which was a really lovely fabric. Found some webbing on eBay for the handles. It's fully lined, lovely bag, and just a tote bag pattern that I got free with Simply Sewing magazine. And yeah, it's a lovely, lovely bag. And the first one I made was for my stepsister. It's got a pocket as well in there. It's a really cute pattern actually. And I did a two-tone for her. So I took bottom panel, which is meant to be in this pattern. It's meant to have two panels. And I did the two different directional print for the pattern, whereas this one I've just done straight. Whole bag in one go, just to save time really. But yeah, so I made quite a few of those for people, and my stepsister really loved hers. She said she really, really loved it. So I'm really pleased about that. Also made some aprons. So I'll put pictures in of the aprons that the apron I made from one of my friends who she now has. I've got one down here which hasn't been given to the person it's going to, but this person doesn't watch my vlogs, luckily, so at least I don't think she does anyway. Spoiler alert if you do watch. But yeah, so I've made another apron, and these fabrics I made these aprons out of I had for last Christmas, and I think I probably put them in one of my really early vlogs about this these fabrics because they're both cat lovers, the two friends that I've given these aprons to. So this one is just cute little cats, basically, little paw prints on there. It's a really nice apron pattern, which is a self-drafting pattern, and I'll add the link below for this pattern. And it's actually a pattern that is created by Lucy from Sew Essential, and the website I got it from was the Sewing Directory, I think. Let me check. Yeah, it's called the Sewing Directory, and it's basically you self-draft the apron. It gives you all the measurements that you need. Really, really easy, simple pattern to do, and I really, really like it. It's a one size fits all, but of course you could make it a bit bigger if you were making it for a man, or longer for someone really tall. And it has a pocket on the front. Now this one I've actually lined. It doesn't tell you to line it, it's just got its own little, it has facing, and you just turn over the edges, which is what I did with the first one for my other friend. But this one, the fabric was a little bit thin, so I thought, well, it's best to line it so it's not going to let any food, like when you're wearing it, don't want food to splash on it and it still go through the fabric. So yeah, they've got their own little aprons, so that one has yet to be given to my friend, and I think that's a really nice pattern. Actually, I should probably just put it on, shouldn't I? Show you what it looks like. It's, yeah, really nice. It's just an apron, but I really love the print on it. And then the one I gave my friend, which I'll be in the picture, is of the cats doing workouts, gym workouts. My friend really, really liked it anyway, so that was good. And then I made loads of little makeup bags or wash bags, and I have one that I kept by for myself. And this was kind of like my trial version to see how it worked out. And they're just literally a little box bag. Made quite a few of these. Made one for my niece and one each for my nephews, which went down a storm. I really was surprised that they really loved them. And I think my one nephew said he's using it as a pencil case. Multi-purpose, that's the point of these things. You can use them for whatever you want, can't you? Haven't got pictures of those because I just completely forgot to take pictures of them. I literally just finished them and wrapped them straight away. So unfortunately I haven't got pictures of those. But I also made neck warmers for my brother-in-law and again the boys. And I got the pattern idea was from Tamlin from Sewn on the Time. She put something on her Instagram, and then I think she'd already mentioned it in her Vlogmas, and yeah, that I just thought that was such a good idea because I had got some fabric left over from the t-shirts they made them, so I made them both neck warmers, and I made one for my brother-in-law, and it just so happened that the fabric I used for that was just got a splinter in my finger. I have no idea where that's just come from. How bizarre. How strange. Where has that just come from? I've not really touched anything that would have wood in it, so what the hell's going on there? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the fabric I had for my brother-in-law's just so happened to be the colour of the team he supports, the football team he supports, which is Aston Villa. So he was really chuffed about that, and I thought that was great because he can wear it on match days to keep himself warm, and apparently he really loved it, and the boys really loved theirs as well. Actually, my one nephew, my stepsister sent me a picture of him wearing his over Christmas. He kept it on most of the day, which I thought was really lovely. So they went down a storm. So thank you, Tamlin on the Sewn on the Time, for that idea. So that was a great gift idea. And what else did I make for people? I actually think that's all I did. I think I'll probably remember something else afterwards, but I think that was most of the gifts that I made for people this year, which was enough, to be honest. I was exhausted by the end, but I'm really pleased that they went down well. And then I made a few garments to wear. So the one garment I made for my husband for a present was the Raglan Sweater, and it's called the Rebel Raglan Sweater by Wardrobe by Me. Now, I haven't got a picture of that right now, or the actual garment to show you. If I can get a picture of it, I will, and put it in here. I just went and rummaged through the drawers to see whether I could find that in my husband's drawers, but he's actually wearing it. I was stuck downstairs and I could see him wearing it, so that's a shocker, isn't it? He actually likes it. He really likes it and he's wearing it, so I'm really chuffed. So yeah, I'll put a picture of that in if I can get a picture of him wearing it. And it's a really lovely pattern. I really enjoyed making this one, and I think it's a really decent pattern. He saw this pattern from me rummaging around, having a look on the internet, and he picked it out, so that's why I bought it and made it him, and he really does like it. It's a really nice fit on him. I haven't had to make very many adjustments to the pattern. The only thing I've done is shorten the length on the waist and the sleeves slightly, but I have not had to adjust anything on the shoulders or anything like that. With other patterns I've had to make huge, major adjustments just to get it to look right for him to want to wear. This one I thought was a very good pattern. So if you are like me and have a man in your life or in your family that is very particular about the way that things look on them, it's a good pattern. The only thing that I found is the neck is a little low. So he said that it sits a little bit low on him. So it's a little bit wide. So I've just adjusted the pattern so that next time it sits a bit higher up on his neck and it's a bit smaller. The neckband will be smaller. But the pattern itself comes with a hood. You can have it as a crew neck, and it's got rib knit sleeves, cuffs, I should say, neckband and the waistband along the bottom. And it has a kangaroo pocket as well if you wanted to wear it with a kangaroo pocket. I just made the version which is just a crew neck and just straight raglan. It also has a sort of V detail on the front, which is a separate piece of fabric that you place over the top. And I wasn't sure how to do that because I've seen it on ready-to-wear garments, but I wasn't sure how you actually do that. Now, having looked at it, there was nothing in the instructions about saying how to sew it on, but I think I worked out myself that it's actually a cover stitch machine that you need to use to make that detail where it kind of just you have the stitching going over and down, and it kind of crosses at the front, so you kind of have the cross down here. Now, I haven't got a cover stitch machine, so I kind of just went on my machine, my sewing machine, and just did all the stitches to see which one would look the most appropriate. And luckily I found one, and it actually has turned out okay. It looks quite good. So I'll just stick to that in future. Don't need a cover stitch machine for that. So that was quite good. And my machine is really basic. I don't have that many stitch variations on my machine, so don't let that put you off. Have a go at that, I would say. And he's really pleased with it. He tried it on and was like, oh yeah, I really like it. I was like, oh, really? You really like it? So you'll probably know if you've seen my previous vlogs that I've had disasters with my husband and made him a shirt and didn't like the collar on it. That's still not finished. That's put away somewhere where I don't have to look at it. I will finish it at some point and then make another one with all the adjustments he wants, but I'm a little bit suffering what's it called? Post-traumatic stress syndrome from that one. Anyway, what else did I make? So I also made the Mayfair Dress by Nina Lee, and I will go and try that dress on for you in a second to show you what it looks like. I did put pictures of it on my Instagram grid at Christmas time. Pictures aren't great because the lighting had gone by that point. I'd had a few Prosecco's as well by that point as well, so the pictures are not great. But I'll go and put that on, and I made that with sew along from Rach from Stitched Up, which I am so grateful for that she did that sew along, because when it came to that neck, the paneling on the neck, which is kind of like ruched kind of, not ruched. It's got like a nice detail on the neck, if you've ever seen the Mayfair dress. And you have to kind of do a burrito effect to get that to work. And I was like, oh, looks awful. Took me quite a few attempts to get that right, to be honest. And then work out what is it you actually have to do to get that to work. Managed that okay. So yeah, I got that made just before Christmas, I think, week. So yeah, I think I got it made Christmas week and in just in time. I think I actually hemmed it the day before, like Christmas Eve. Yeah, I think I hemmed it Christmas Eve. I still don't think I've hemmed the sleeves on it, actually. I think I left them because it looks fine. And the length on them was great, so I didn't need to hem them. I think I'm just going to probably leave them. No one will know they're not hemmed. So yeah, I shall go and put that on and show you what that looks like. Okay, so here I am in my Mayfair dress by Nina Lee. So the light is fading. I've had to put the ring light on, so I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see this properly. You probably can't see the neck very well here, but it, there you go. It has kind of like a nice sort of folded detail, so it sits really nicely on the chest. It has kind of pleated detail there. And I've made this out of a stretch velvet, a navy blue stretch velvet. Again, bought this from, where did I buy this one from? I think I bought this from eBay. Yeah, I think it was an eBay buy. And it was the first time I've ever used this fabric. I've never sewn with stretch velvet before. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, to be honest. Sewing it up is a little bit tricky with some of the edges rolling up. But again, it's just one of those things you've got to play around with, I think. Cutting out wasn't too bad. Some of the pieces did slip around a little bit, so yeah, I think next time I may do it on a single layer instead of trying to do two pieces together. But yes, all came together really well, but I think that's purely just to do with the fact that I had that sew along from Rach from Stitched Up, because I don't know if I would have managed from just the instructions alone. The diagrams are not great in the pattern for doing this neck, so I'm really pleased that Rach did that sew along. I'll stand back so you can see it a little better. Okay, so this is the shorter length that I made, and I wish I'd done the maxi length now. I did have enough fabric to do in the maxi length, but I think I just chickened out. I'm not really sure if it would work on me, but I really wish I had done the maxi length. But you know, it's one of those things, I can make it again. So I'll just stand on the step and you can see the length is just I think kind of midway through my knee. I did try and make it a little bit shorter, but my husband said it didn't work. I think because of the shape of the skirt, it does have to be a little bit longer. And it has a tie at the back, which you just tie to cinch it in. It has a lovely the gathering detail across the front, which you are meant to use some what's it called, the invisible or transparent elastic, but I couldn't get my machine to sew over it. It just was not having it, so I've had to gather that myself with just a gathering stitch and then just place that over the top, which is fine. It still works, I think. Yeah, and yeah, it's just attached at the front there, just that front panel. And again, it's got the lovely neck on it. I did the full length sleeve just because it's time of year, it's cold, and our house is very cold. So I thought if I did the 3/4 length, which I originally wanted, I would probably be a bit chilly, and I'm glad I did because it was quite cold on Christmas Day here. So yeah, I love it. I love the fabric. I love the way it looks and feels. It's definitely a secret pajamas pattern. And yeah, I just wish I'd made it maxi length, but what can you do? So I'll just turn around if you can see it very well because of the light. Dark fabric doesn't really show up very well, does it, on camera? But yeah, you can just about just get the gist of that, I think. And the neck is completely enclosed inside, so you probably can't see that either, but that's the tricky bit, that you have to do the burrito effect. And sorry, you can't see the top of my head. You get that kind of burrito effect, so it's all the seams enclosed, and it does look lovely once it's done, but it's just a bit faffy. So yes, I really, really love this, and I'm going to make another one for sure, because I think it would be a great one for the summer. You can have it with shorter sleeves. So again, it's so comfortable, really, really, really comfortable. And apart from the neckline, I think, you know, the pattern itself comes together really, really quickly. The fabric of this was a little bit slippery, so that putting on this band here at the front was a little bit tricky, and I ended up having to just hand tack that on first and then go over with the machine, because my machine just kept pushing it out and it was sitting all wonky, and I just couldn't have that. My OCD kicked in. I was just like, nope, it's got to be straight. So I did have to unpick it a few times and then redo it, but I ended up just tacking it in, and that worked fine. So I made a size 6 on the shoulders for this, and I'm not quite sure whether it's just a little tiny bit tight. I'm not sure. I don't think it looks really obvious that it's a little bit tight. I think maybe I could have probably gone away with an 8, but for the rest of the dress, I'm wondering whether I could have actually got away with doing the 6. So the rest of it just feels a little bit big. On the waist here, I feel like I've got too much excess fabric that keeps kind of like bunching up and doing this, which I don't like. So I keep having to pull it down and adjust my tie so it just sits a little bit more neater. So I probably could have got away with just doing just a whole 6, size 6. I think there's quite a nice, decent amount of ease in the pattern. I think I'd read already from a few people that had made it on Instagram. I couldn't find any YouTube vlogs where someone had explained about the sizing, if that made sense, because I wanted to know how the sizing was on me. I wasn't sure if I needed to lengthen the bodice or shorten the bodice or anything like that. Eventually I found an Instagram post from a lady that said it came up quite big on the chest. So I thought definitely go with a size 8 for that. But again, I think I could have probably gone down to a 6. But, you know, it's one of those. I think it doesn't look really obvious. It's not really terrible. So yeah, I did 6 on the shoulders, 8 on the chest downwards. I took off 2 inches, I think. Let me just check on my notes. Where is it? Yeah, 2 inches from the shorter length of the hem. So yeah, that's all I did. I didn't do anything else. The sleeves are completely the length they're meant to be. As I said, I've not hemmed them, and they are just the right length. So next time I might actually add on a little bit just so I can turn them under. This fabric I think is fine, and you know, I don't think it's really obvious that they're not hemmed at all. The skirt I did hem, and I wish I'd made I wish I'd done a twin needle on that, but I mean, I can go over again with the stitching. I just think it would look better with the twin needle detail along the bottom. And the only other problem I had with this fabric was the ironing of it, because obviously with this sort of fabric, it's got a nap to it, so you had to make sure that the nap was brushed down. So obviously if you put it the other way, it changes and probably goes against the grain of it. So when pressing it, I found that I may have pressed it the opposite way to the nap, which has affected the way it looks. So on certain parts of the dress, it just looks a bit patchy, and I'm hoping that's going to come out in the wash, or if I iron it again. I haven't tried it yet. If I iron it again the right way, that will all go, I'm hoping. Because it just looks really strange on certain parts. You can see it a little bit there where I've ironed it, and I've kind of ironed it the wrong way. against, so obviously from the wrong side, but pressing the seam open, I've gone the wrong way. I think that's what that is. So I was looking at it thinking, why is this gone strange? But then I kind of worked it out afterwards. So yeah, I'll have to maybe see if I can do something about that. It doesn't look really bad though, I don't think. Yeah, but I love this dress. Really, really love this dress. And I'm really pleased that Rach from Stitched Up did the sew along, because I was actually going to make a Georgie dress out of this fabric. And when she mentioned that she was doing the sew along for the Mayfair, I thought, wow, yeah, I'll just make the Mayfair instead, because I think that's probably going to be a bit more me and a little bit more glamorous for Christmas Day, even though it was only me, my husband and mother-in-law. But yeah, so yeah, love it. So I'll just quickly show you the back of the dress. There you go, that's the back of the Mayfair. You get this lovely little pleated detail, and that gives you the pleats that go all the way around the front, and the inside is all completely enclosed. I'll just show you that. So you get completely enclosed seams on the inside, and it does look really lovely. Now my stitching on that neck was not amazing. It's quite a tricky one to get that to fit in there, and I did have a few little pleats, but from the right side you can't tell. I think actually Rach from Stitched Up had the same issue when she was doing hers, but if you can't see it from the right side, I think it's probably fine. I mean, there's no way I was going to attempt to try and unpick that, because there was one point where I did actually have to try and unpick, and I kind of put a little tiny hole in there, so I thought I'm not doing that again. And so for the next thing that I made was for Minerva, and it was the Minerva Challenge for January, which they are running, and it is sewn with a new, or hashtag sewn with new look. And they were saying that if you had any new look patterns to make up something for January, and because I'm a brand ambassador, they emailed out the patterns and said pick a pattern if you wish to have a go at this. So I chose this particular pattern that I'm wearing now. Now I actually made this out of fabric. I wasn't meant to make it out of this fabric. The fabric that I intended to make the fabric out of, sorry, the skirt out of, I didn't have enough. I stupidly didn't look at the back of the envelope to see how much fabric it would need. And I've never done that before. I don't know what I was thinking. I think it might have just been the Christmas fog. I just did not look. And I ordered some fabric from Rainbow Fabrics, which I think I showed you in my last vlog. And I didn't have enough, nowhere near enough. So I had to go through my fabric stash and dig something out that I had enough of that would work. The fabric is not the most amazing fabric. It's not great quality. So I just had to do it. I just had to, you know, make the skirt, and then I'm going to make it again out of some other fabric when I purchase some for this skirt again, because it is actually a really, really nice pattern. And the pattern is, just get the envelope down here. It's a new look 6516, and I'll try and get it so you can see it there. It's tiered skirt. You can have it different ways. The longer version with just one tier, and I think that's different fabrics on that one. Yeah, you can have it with different fabrics on that one, and then a shorter version which is just 2 tiers again. Sorry, you can't see that because of the light. I'll try and move that out of the way a minute so you can see the pattern better. That's better. So yeah, I really, really loved the pattern. Thought that would really be nice for summer, and also maybe a winter skirt. So I've made this version here with the 2 tiers, and it has like a little ruffle that goes through each tier. Yeah, so I'll stand back and you can see it. Now, unfortunately, it's dark fabric, so again, you're not really going to see it very much, but I will include some pictures of this. And it's a nice maxi length skirt, goes all the way down to the ankle, has these lovely tiers, and it has an elasticated waist on it. only a small elasticated waist. I think next time I might make this a little bit thicker. I prefer a thicker elasticated waist. Yeah, and again, I'll get on the step so you can see. It has these little ruffles that go all the way around on both of the tiers, and I've just made it in this navy blue polka dot. It's kind of like a polyester fabric. Again, it's not amazing fabric, but it's fine, it's wearable, and I can wear it in the summer. It's probably a little bit thin for now. That's why I put it on with this jumper, cardigan, because it is a little bit cold. But yeah, I really like it actually. It's a really nice fit. I didn't have to do many adjustments to that at all. I'll just sit back down. You may be able to hear my husband banging around in the background. He's doing something in the living room, fitting some lights. He's not an electrician. Let's hope he doesn't electrocute himself. Anyway, really lovely pattern, comes together really nicely. The only problem I had with it was that there was a bit fiddly doing these pleats, not the pleats, the little ruched bits here, the little gathers. You do that by kind of folding it over, gathering it, and then you have to fit it to the panel on top along the seam line, which is a bit challenging because you don't know where the seam line is. So I had to draw in my seam line with a pen and then try and somehow pin it on at the same level all the way around, which is a little bit faffy. There's probably easier ways of doing this. And I was there for quite some time doing this. I think perhaps because I am very particular and I wanted to make sure that it was level all the way around. And just getting that gathering line on the seam line, which is the 1.5 line, all the way around perfectly, is a little bit challenging. So yeah, that's the only bit I found just was a little bit difficult, but the rest of it comes together really easily. Probably quite a quick make. Next time I'll probably be much quicker. I won't probably pay too much attention to trying to get my seam lines matched next time. But yeah, I love it. I really, really love this skirt. I'm going to make another one. I'm definitely going to get some more fabric. I'm just so annoyed about the fabric I previously bought from Rainbow Fabrics. It's a beautiful fabric which would have looked great, this skirt. But what I might do is make the shorter version and wear it in the summer. I don't think I can get away with wearing a short version in the winter. My pasty legs are not something that people want to see. And I don't think it would work with tights, just wouldn't work. So yeah, definitely going to make this again. I made the size 12, and that was for a waist of, I'll just get this and show you the, for the waist of a 26.5. Now my waist is 28 inches, so I think there's a decent amount of ease in this pattern. And for the hip, that is for 36, and my hip is 36.5, 37, depending on how much food I've had. So, yeah, size 12 fits lovely, really nice and comfortable. I'm not going to make any other adjustments to that, I don't think. Lengthwise, I just took off 2 inches off the second tier and 2 inches off the third tier, and it sits perfectly where I want it. And I always put my measurements in the description down below. I'm 5'2", so I thought that was quite good. So 4 inches in total I've taken off, which is quite good for me because normally it's usually about 6 or 8 inches I have to take off the length of things. So yeah, and I would recommend this pattern. I really, really liked it. Really lovely pattern. And again, it was gifted to me by Minerva for the hashtag Sew With New Look challenge that they're doing throughout January. And that's it. I think that's all the things I've made. Now, there's a few things that I was just going to quickly show you that were from December. I'd already said that I wanted the advent calendar everybody was going on about on their vlogmases. The Kylie and the Machine advent calendar, and I wanted to get it but couldn't really afford it, but then kept seeing everybody with them on their vlogmases and then just got tempted and bought one. But I got it from Guthrie and Garney in Birmingham. My friend lives just round the corner from that shop, so I convinced her to go and collect it for me, and we were going to meet on the 20th of December where I thought I was going to receive it, only unfortunately she forgot to bring it with her, so I didn't get it. And then unfortunately she got unwell at the beginning of January, so I've not been able to see her. However, yesterday we met up for a cup of tea and I finally got my advent calendar. I'm so pleased. And it is all fresh and new. I've not opened any of it. Now I don't know what to do about this. I don't know whether just to rip them all open, take them all out, or just for February decide to open them every day in February as a kind of cheer myself up kind of thing. Because it does say countdown to holidays, birthdays, or whatever on the front. So I think I might do that. Because we're already halfway through January, I'm not going to start it now. I think I'm going to leave it till February and then open it every day in February. There's no chance of me leaving this till December. No. So I'm super chuffed now that I've got that, thrilled to bits. And then the other thing I was going to mention was a gift my husband bought me for Christmas. And I got no sewing presents for Christmas, which is fine because, you know, most people don't know what I already have, and I don't do lists for people. My husband won't accept a list of things from me. He's not that sort of person. If I was to give him a list of things for Christmas, he would throw it in the bin. He would just like, you're going to get what I give you. He just like doesn't agree with that whole list thing. However, he did buy me something really nice. Now, the first version of this he bought me, it was lovely, but the colours didn't quite go with my skin tone. And as much as I liked it, I thought, I'm not going to wear it. There's no point in me having this if I'm not going to wear it. So I said to him, can we exchange it? And fortunately, they have been able to exchange it, and I received it yesterday. And it's a lovely scarf. And I thought it was really beautiful and unique. And there we go. It has got cheetahs on it. And I think there's like, kind of like diamonds on there. And it's like a pale blue trim on the outside. Now, the first thing I said to him when he gave me this was, it is vegan, isn't it? He's like, yes, of course it is. So it's made of vegan silk. And I thought it was really beautiful. Now, this designer's name is Catherine Rowe. And she's an independent lady based in, I think, West Sussex. And there we go. Yeah, in Sussex. And she has a website and she sells all these beautiful scarves on there, which she has designed herself. But she also does wallpaper, cushions, scarves, tableware, handbags, face masks and more. And definitely worth checking out her because I think that it's really unique and really beautiful. And I do like supporting independent companies. And I think it's just her on her own doing this, so I thought it was really beautiful, beautiful scarf. And he earned brownie points for this one, gotta be honest, especially as it's vegan silk. I won't have actual silk for obvious reasons, being vegan. But yeah, I love it, really love it. So I just thought I'd show you that as one of my gifts. I've got some really beautiful gifts as well, actually. I have some really lovely things for Christmas. But this one really stood out to me. He's done well there buying me that. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today. if you have, then please do give me the thumbs up, and if you are not a subscriber, then I would be really appreciative if you were to subscribe. And thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time, which will be what I'm actually making now for January. I have got a project underway right now and another one that I want to make. Maybe 2 more things that I want to make, but you know, we're quite close to the end of January now, and I still haven't done my tax return, which needs to be in before the end of January. And I also have a dental appointment at the end of January. I think I'm going to have some things done, so I might not be able to talk at the end of January. So yes, I shall see you next time, and sending love to everyone. I hope you're all really, really well, and thank you for being patient with me if you have stuck around and you're still watching my vlogs. Take care, bye.